Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the WD Broadcasting Network. Tonight, we are set for the start of another Trackmaster Sim Series season, and we are ready to kick things off with Heat Race for tonight's action. We are going to be taking the top 5 from each heat race. There's 4 heats scheduled tonight. We've got quite a few cars on hand for the season opener, so let's get things started with the starting lineup for Heat Race number 1. Looks like Carter Hollingsworth going to be on the pole. Not sure why it's not giving us a starting lineup right there on screen for you guys, but Carter Hollingsworth on the pole in heat number 1. Jake Grout second. Hudson Geiger going to roll off from the 3rd spot. Jake Sylvia, your champion last season, going to roll off from the 4th spot. Justin Coleman going to roll off P5 here tonight. Dylan Davis going to start 6th in the 77. Chris Smith going to roll off from the 7th position. His outside, it's going to be the 24 of Kyle Adams. Starting from the 9th spot, it's going to be Avery McCart in the 126. His outside, it will be the 004 of Brady Pope. In the 9th spot, it's going to be Aiden Millette. And Mike Fudge rounds out your field. We're just about ready to get things rolling. Carter Hollingsworth going to lead the field to the green. There we go, the grid up on screen for you now. The newly revamped Lanier National Speedway ready to go. We're green for the first time this season. Heat race number 1 is underway in the Trackmaster Sim Series. 8-lap heat races here. Carter Hollingsworth takes the early lead down into turns 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. There's contact between Hudson Geiger and Jake Grout. Hollingsworth going to lead lap number 1. Back behind him, Hudson Geiger going to take that 2nd spot away from Jake Grout. Grout on the top side trying to hang on. Meanwhile, Jake Sylvia right there looking 3 wide. Grout on the outside lane trying to hang on and transfer into tonight's A main. Only 5 spots up for grabs in these heat races here tonight, so aggression is going to be to the max to try to get there. Only 5 laps remain. These heats going to go by quickly as now Jake Grout gets a little bit of ground built up on the outside of Justin Coleman. Coleman going to drop back into the 4th spot. Now Jake Sylvia going to look up to the outside lane. He's in a transfer spot, but he wants a little bit more, and Chris Smith gets tagged down into 1 and 2. That was Aiden Millette in the 9 machine trying to move forward. Smith going to lose some ground there. 3 laps to go. Battle a little bit further back. Kyle Adams underneath Dylan Davis in the 77. And this time by Carter Hollingsworth, 2 laps to go. Trying to punch his ticket into tonight's A feature. He'll see the white flag this time. He's got a comfortable gap to Hudson Geiger. Watch right here. Jake Sylvia to the inside of Justin Coleman. There's Aiden Millette. Battle for the transfer spot into turns 3 and 4. Side by side off the corner. Photo finish at the line. Your top 5 going to transfer. Justin Coleman gets the spot over Jake Sylvia. But Carter Hollingsworth wins heat number 1. Hudson Geiger 2nd. Jake Grout 3rd. Justin Coleman 4th. And Jake Sylvia, your 5 that transfer through. The rest we will see a little bit later on in our last chance qualifier. So that was an action-packed heat race number 1. They got a little bit spread out up at the front in those final couple laps, but man, these restarts tonight, if they're anything like we just saw, they're going to be chaotic. Everybody going for every bit of ground that they can, because once you get spread out, it's going to be tough to make up spots. So we'll see what these guys can do in the feature. But heat number 2 ready to roll. Peyton Craig going to start from the top spot in the 78 machine. To his outside, it's going to be Dylan Delaney in the number 88. Landon Farmer going to roll off from the 3rd spot in the 0.26. Then Alex Gratz to his outside in the 17. Brett McCoy in the 1 machine going to roll off from the 5th spot. He'll have Chase Swank in the 55 to his outside. Adam Fulford Jr. in the 71 going to start from the 7th position. His outside, it's going to be Seth Schultz in the 86. Aaron Johnson in the 78 machine going to roll off from the 9th spot in heat number 2. Then Frank Barbary in the 26, going to round out your top 10 starters. And row number 6 out back, Brandon Kelly in the 8 machine. Going to start alongside Justin Elvis in the 44, starting in the 12th spot. So 8 laps. We are underway. Heat number 2 is green. Your top 5 going to transfer through. Leader of lap number 1, it's going to be Peyton Craig. He gets out in front of Dylan Delaney and Landon Farmer. Farmer going to look to the inside of Dylan Delaney. The battle for the 2nd position. Your top 5, which are your transfer positions, all right there. Brett McCoy sitting in the 6th spot a little bit further back. Adam Fulford trying to make his way forward. Meanwhile, move for the 2nd spot. Landon Farmer made contact with Dylan Delaney. Delaney up the racetrack. He's back to the 5th spot, and he's going to have Brett McCoy looking to his inside. Battle for the transfer spot here. 4 laps to go in heat number 2. There's contact right there for the transfer position. The 1 machine of Brett McCoy trying to take the 4th spot here. That leaves the 17 of Alex Gratz up on the outside lane, bending for that transfer spot. They'll come back to 2 laps to go this time. Out front, Peyton Craig is a comfortable lead over Landon Farmer and Chase Swank, but all eyes are on that battle for the transfer spot. Only a couple more laps. Look at Adam Fulford right there in the middle, trying to find a lane to go forward. White flag is out. 1 more lap in heat number 2. Brett McCoy in the 1 machine on the inside lane, trying to transfer in. He and Alex Gratz side by side, back behind Adam Fulford and Dylan Delaney. Not going to have enough. They come across the line side by side. But ultimately, transferring through, it's going to be Peyton Craig in the 78, Landon Farmer in the 0.26. And we'll look at the rest of the results from heat number 2 there. Maybe not. Try it one more time. And it's a no. So we'll move on to the start of heat race number 3. Kyle Terzak going to roll off on the pole in the 0.15 next to the number 15 of Brandon Atkinson. Chris Shepard in the 19 going to roll off from the 3rd spot with Landon Peterson, who is outside. Bradley Hubbard in the 64 going to start from the 5th spot with Zach Murphy in the 29, starting in the 6th position, who is right side. Caleb Thompson in the 0.4 machine going to start from the 7th spot. He'll have Brad Carpenter in the 31 to his outside. Row number 5 on the bottom, it's going to be Hunter Morgan in the 0.5 machine. Starting in the 10th spot, Richard Parks in the 113. Bo Gillaghy in the 0.11 machine, going to start from the 11th spot. And he'll have Brandon Elvis in the 54 up to his outside in the 12th spot. That will round out our starters for heat number 3. Try one more time to get the rest of our results from heat 2 up there. You can see Chase Swank, McCoy, and Alex Gratz all transferring through. Everybody else going to the last chance race. This is going to be a pretty stacked last chance race. Some of the names in there that are going to be trying to transfer through. Only 4 spots up for grabs in the last chance race. We are ready to see who transfers in heat number 3. Green flag is out, and we're underway. A good start from both of the number 15 machines out front. Kyle Terzak going to lead Brandon Atkinson out of turn number 2. Atkinson going to fall back in line behind him. Actually going to try to cross him over out of turn number 4. Atkinson with a big run up off the bottom that time. But Terzak going to hold the advantage out front. Meanwhile, back behind him, Chris Shepard and Landon Peterson side by side. Peterson on the outside lane, trying to take that 3rd spot away and move himself 1 spot closer. Zach Murphy holds the final transfer spot on the outside lane in the 24, but he's got Bradley Hubbard to his inside. Hubbard in the 64, trying to move his way forward. There's 5 laps left. They're coming back to 4 right here. One of the drivers really trying to move his way forward is the 54, Brandon Elvis. Did not have the best effort in qualifying. And right now trying to make up for it. Zach Murphy, the car he needs to get around, and he's got a lot of ground he needs to make up. And that may help him right there. 3 laps to go. Caleb Thompson and Bradley Hubbard made contact. And around goes Hunter Morgan. That's going to be the first caution of the evening. First caution flag of the night. You saw it kind of unfold down into turns 1 and 2. Let's look at what happened one more time. The 64 was actually a little bit before that right there. The 64 and the 04 were battling for the 6th position. You can see Hubbard on the outside lane. Look at Thompson. Kind of look to the inside. Down into turn number 3. Then there's contact off of 4. They make a great save right there. And then down into 1, I think Hunter Morgan just misjudged the gap, got a little sideways and looped around, and that's enough to bring out the caution flag. Under caution for the first time here tonight. Kyle Terzak, your race leader, alongside Brandon Atkinson. Landon Peterson in the 3rd spot, Chris Shepard 4th. Zach Murphy in the 5th spot. That's your 5 transfers as of right now. We get ready for a green-white checkered in heat race number 3. Brandon Elvis trying to make the field here this evening in the 8th spot right now. He has the most starts in the Trackmaster Sim Series, so he's trying to add to that total here tonight if he can get into tonight's starting field. But the green flag is back out. We're back underway for 2 laps in heat race number 3. Kyle Terzak gets a good jump down the back straightaway. Chris Shepard in the wall out of turn number 2. That's going to lose some ground for him. White flag is out, final time around. Zach Murphy in the 29, battling with Chris Shepard. That's the battle, or that's the battle for the final transfer spot. Murphy into turn number 3, alongside Chris Shepard. Those two going to have a photo finish, and it will go to Shepard. Brandon Elvis, 2 spots out, finishing in the 7th position. Transferring through is going to be Kyle Terzak, Brandon Atkinson, Chris Shepard, Landon Peterson and Zach Murphy. An intense heat race number 3. And it looks like we're going to have only 3 heat races here tonight. So this is going to be our last chance qualifier. Ended up only getting 3. Sometimes with the way iRacing does the heat race system, you get a certain amount of cars, you'll have 4 heat races, but if you don't hit a certain amount of cars, you only have 3. So I'm curious to see how they've divided up the transfers and non-transfers. Regardless, we will have a 24-car starting field. All right, and we're going to take a quick step away real quick while we check. I want to make sure we've got the right transfer spots, so we're calling the right thing for this feature. Alrighty, folks, we are back here, ready to go in this last chance qualifier. The top 9 will transfer through. We've got 20 cars getting ready to bring us to the green. Aiden Millette, Dylan Delaney, Caleb Thompson, Kyle Adams, your top 4. Green flag is out, and we are underway down into turns 1 and 2. Millette and Delaney side by side coming out of turns 1 and 2. Delaney trying to use up that outside lane. Look at the run from that 88 machine. The outside lane may start to be coming into play. We'll have to keep an eye on that later on tonight. But keep an eye on your top 9. That is going to be your transfer positions. And caution flag is out. We have got an incident. Like Avery McCart in the 126 may have had trouble there. Battling with Hunter Morgan right there in the 05. This is down into 1. Kind of similar to what we saw the 05 do in heat race number 3. That was. Just got a little bit sideways going down into the corner. Let's watch on board with the number 126. Yeah, just got a little bit. I think he may have gotten on the brake a little bit too hard and got slowed down a little bit too much through the corner. And that was enough to send him for a loop. Under caution for the first time here in the last chance qualifier. Remember, your top 9 are the transfers. Make up our 24 car starting field. Going to get the 1 to go signal. Lights are off in the iRacing.com pace car. Millette and Delaney going to bring us back to the green. The green flag flies. They're back underway. 2 by 2 down into turns 1 and 2. Somebody looking 3 wide down. And there was already a caution flag before we even got to turns 1 and 2. There may have been some trouble on the start. Dylan Davis in the 77. That car driving sideways down the back straightaway. He must have had some kind of trouble on the start. Let's watch this back one more time. Here's the 77 machine. No, looks like just got tagged by Hunter Morgan in the 05. I don't know if somebody didn't get going or if there was a misjudgment. I'm not sure, but 05 definitely got into the back. Watch on board with Hunter Morgan once again right here. Yeah, it looked like, definitely looked like the 77 started to go and then stopped because it didn't, I think they kind of went at the same time. It didn't look like to me that the 05 jumped in any way. But obviously the 77 machine's night going to come to a close. So we get ready to send them back racing. Caution flags do not count here in the last chance qualifier and the heat races as well. We'll see what Aiden Millett can do here on this restart. He was tied for 6th at the end of the season last year. Send them another pace lap. Want to make sure the lineup's right before they send them back racing. A lot at stake here. You got to be in the top 9. See, we got it separated on our screen. Kind of got to wait for timing and scoring to chill out a little bit. Does not like when caution laps don't count. Green flag coming back out. Little gamesmanship on the start there. Delaney tried to peek out a little bit. And that'll give him a good run down into turns 1 and 2. We'll see what he can do down the backstretch. And the caution flag flies once again. Field having a tough time. Bradley Hubbard was looped around in turn number 3. Look at it one more time. This is the start. I think this was the initial cause of the caution. Brad Carpenter went around. And let's see what happened to Bradley Hubbard. Oh, contact with Hunter Morgan in the 05 down into turn number 3. Quick cautions here in the last chance qualifier. But everybody knows that they don't have much time to work with. This is the 3rd caution flag so far. First 2 heat races went caution-free. And we had 1 in that 3rd one, and since then it's been a little bit of a tough task to get some green flag laps here. But better to get it out now than in tonight's 100-lap main event. That is for sure. Aiden Millett, your race leader, going to choose the bottom lane this time. No surprise there. He's been getting really good restarts. That last time, Dylan Delaney tried to poke his nose out a little bit. We'll see what he does this time around. As you see the pace car make the hard left turn. Down onto pit road, and the green flag comes back out. We're back underway. Good launch from the 9 machine of Aiden Millett down the back straightaway. Dylan Delaney going to sneak underneath. Try the crossover move there. Millett going to give him a lane to the inside, but Delaney went all the way down to the apron. Now Caleb Thompson and Kyle Adams battle for the 2nd position. Adams in the 24 on the outside lane. That's the battle for the 3rd spot. And caution flag comes back out. Richard Parks in the 113 goes around. See what happened to the 113 of Richard Parks. Was running just outside of the top 10. This is coming out of 2, and I think there was contact up in front of him. That was Brandon Kelly grabbing the wall. Try to get one more look at that. This is down the back straightaway. You can see the 8 machine way up on the outside grab the wall, and then as soon as that happened, kind of grabbed the 113 of Parks. Around he went. Tough break for Richard Parks. He was a little bit further back in the field, but knocking on the door for a transfer spot. Aiden Millett and Dylan Delaney going to try it one more time. Delaney tried a pretty sneaky crossover off of 2 that last time. We'll see what he can do this time around. Green flag comes back out. They are back underway. Good run from the 9 machine. Down the backstretch, here comes Kyle Adams looking to the inside for 3rd. Adams to the inside. That is for the 2nd spot. Look at Brandon Elvis right there in the 54. Wants a piece of the action here, coming back to 6 laps to go. 6 to go here in the last chance qualifier. Chris Smith currently holds that final transfer spot right in front of Hunter Morgan. Morgan battling to the inside. There's 5 laps to go. Look at Brandon Elvis in the 54 machine. He's making a charge to the front here underneath Dylan Delaney. It's Aaron Johnson back behind him. Johnson comfortably sitting in a transfer position, and as I say that, caution flag going to come back out. Bradley Hubbard going around. That 64 has had a little bit of trouble here in this last chance qualifier. Not the run he was wanting. I think that may just do it. Down into turns 1 and 2. Look at what happened one more time. Of Hubbard. Down into 1 and 2. Looks like contact from Avery McCart in the 26. I don't know if they checked up center of the corner in front of him, or the 126 just had a little bit too much speed in the center, but around went the 64. Under caution for the 5th time. Getting ready to go back green. Aiden Millett, Kyle Adams, your front 2. Dylan Delaney, Brandon Elvis, row number 2. Green flag flies, and we're back underway for 3 more laps here in the last chance qualifier. Keep an eye on Chris Smith in the 80 machine, battling for that transfer position. Up front, Kyle Adams, Dylan Delaney side by side for 2nd once again, and they are wrecking back behind him. Hunter Morgan, and that's Bo Galogi in the 011 machine. Tangled up in 1 and 2. Didn't see what happened, but I saw him sliding at the bottom right corner of the screen. Oh, there was contact up off the corner, it looks like. 86 of Seth Schultz was right there. On board with the 05. Oh, and I don't know if he got loose right there, or looked like he got loose and kind of overcorrected right up the track and tagged his left rear. That sent them all spinning down into 1. So that'll set us up for a green-white checkered now in the last chance qualifier. Aiden Millett, your leader. Dylan Delaney in the 2nd spot. A little bit of games being played here on the last restart. Green flag is out. We've got a green-white checkered here in the last chance qualifier. Keep an eye on the battle for 9th. Right now it goes to Richard Parks in the 113. But can Seth Schultz take that from him? White flag is out for Aiden Millett. Kyle Adams and Dylan Delaney battle for the 2nd spot back behind them. There's a spin back behind But battle for the final transfer position. Seth Scholes and Brandon Elvis looks like going to take the final transfer spot in the 54. I'm not sure what happened down in the turns 3 and 4 there. Watch that one more time. I'm going to watch the 54 machine. He was battling with Aaron Johnson. I don't know if there was contact out of 4. Didn't quite get to see it there, but I'm going to try to grab a view of that when we come back. We've got a 3-minute warm-up for these drivers in a moment for everybody to catch their breath before we send them green for 100 laps of feature racing here at the Lanier National Speedway. So we'll be right back in just one moment with coverage of season opener for the Trackmaster Sim Series. All right, good evening. Ladies and gentlemen, we are back on the WD Broadcasting Network, getting ready to go in the season opener for the Trackmaster Sim Series. We are just about set to meet our starting lineup. Carter Hollingsworth going to be on the pole. We'll have Peyton Craigdes outside. We'll get the grid up for you guys on screen. Carter Hollingsworth going to be on the pole in the number 28 machine. Then Peyton Craig going to start his outside in the 78. Starting from the 3rd spot here tonight is going to be the 015 of Kyle Terzak. His outside, Hudson Geiger in the 4 machine. Going to be the beneficiary of the invert, which was a 4. We're going to flip-flop those 4. And Hudson Geiger going to be starting from the pole. That'll put Kyle Terzak P2, Peyton Craig P3, Carter Hollingsworth P4. The rest of the field looks normal. Back behind him, Landon Farmer going to roll off from the 5th spot. Brandon Atkinson 6th. Jake Grout in the 49 starts from the 7th spot here this evening. It is outside. It's going to be Chase Swank in the 55. Landon Peterson starting from the 9th spot in the 024. It is outside. It's going to be Justin Coleman rounding out your top 10 starters. Brett McCoy in the 1, going to start from the 11th spot. And then to his outside, Chris Shepard going to round out your top 12. Back behind in row number 7. Going to be the number 118, your champ last season, Jake Sylvia. Starting next to Alex Gratz in the 17, one of the last heat race transfers. The last heat race transfer is going to be Zach Murphy in the 29, starting from the 15th spot. It is outside. It'll be Aiden Millette in the 09. Dylan Delaney in the 88 machine, going to start from the 17th spot. He'll have Kyle Adams in the 24, starting 18th to his outside. Aaron Johnson going to start deep in this one here tonight. 19th for the 078. We'll see if he can work his way forward. Chris Smith in the 80 machine going to round out your top 20 starters. And then rounding out our field, your final 4, it's going to be Brandon Kelly, Richard Parks, Seth Schultz, and Brandon Elvis in the 54 machine. So that is your starting lineup. Look at the schedule real quick going forward. 6 races this season, similar to last season. 100 laps here tonight, 125 next week, and 175 the week after that. But real quick, before we get things started here tonight, we are going to take a quick moment of silence for one of our own here in the league, Marianne Elvis, the mother of Brandon and Justin Elvis here in the Trackmaster Sim Series. Brandon has started the most races here in the Trackmaster Sim Series, and if you've ever watched the WD Broadcasting Network, you know that the Elvis name is very popular here on WD Broadcasting Network. So we love both Brandon and Justin. We love Barry in the chat below. He's often here cheering both of them on, and we send our love and prayers to the Elvis family. We're racing in memory of Marianne Elvis here tonight. So send your thoughts and prayers to the Elvis family. We love them. And hopefully we can put on a good race for them here tonight. So 100 laps, the distance. Hudson Geiger going to start from the top spot. He'll have Kyle Terzak to his outside. It is just about time to go racing here at Lanier. We are green in the season opener for the Trackmaster Sim Series. Hudson Geiger down into turns 1 and 2, going to take the top spot from Kyle Terzak. Peyton Craig going to assume 3rd back behind him. Here comes Carter Hollingsworth on that outside lane, trying to take the 4th spot early on, green through lap number 1. Down the back straightaway they go for the 2nd time, still 2x2 fairly throughout the field. A couple cars back behind trying to get single file early on, but here comes Peyton Craig looking for 3rd, or 2nd. Oh, and we've got trouble out of turn number 2. A couple cars spun around. Justin Coleman in the 14 machine. Looks like he may have been the first one to go around. And trouble down the back straightaway there. Big one to start this one off. Let's watch what happened here. Try to see where it started. Justin Coleman up in front of him, I think got tagged. There's Landon Peterson right there as well. There was more cars reckoned in front. We're going to have to get maybe an up-top view of this one. See if we can't look from up above. See if we can't see what happened to Justin Coleman here. Look on the outside, that 14 machine moving down to the bottom. Oh, it looks like in front of him, Chase Swank got into Landon Peterson. There was almost nothing the 14 could have done. Aiden Millette involved. Dylan Delaney. A couple other cars came to a stop back behind. Chris Smith right there, Kyle Adams. Biggest one collected in that, Justin Coleman in the 14 machine. Damage pretty heavily on the rear end of that race car. He had to tow to the pits, so tough start to the season for the 14 of Justin Coleman. Caution flag flies for the first time here tonight. Kyle Terzak, your race leader. Gonna bring us back through the restart zone. Green flag is back out, and we are racing once again here at Lanier. Look at Aiden Millette, 3 wide down on the bottom, back behind. He's trying to move forward here in a hurry. Not a lot of laps. Is 100 laps here at Lanier. A lot of these drivers know that they have to maintain track position, but caution once again. Alex Gratz, Kyle Adams, both around. They turned it back around in sync right there. I'm not sure quite what happened. This is down the back straightaway. Here comes the 17 down into 3 and 4, and it looks like they kind of met in the middle right there. Also spinning was the 024 of Landon Peterson. Looked like he may have been able to just tag the wall, though. Go on board with the 17. An aggressive dive to the bottom. A lot of big-time moves to the bottom, and from that perspective there, it looks like the 24 came down, but there they were 3 wide. It gets tied up off the corner. So caution flag out for the second time here tonight. Kyle Terzak, your leader. Hudson Geiger in the second spot. Peyton Craig third. Carter Hollingsworth fourth. No real change in your top 4. There are a couple big movers so far. Brandon Elvis, Richard Parks, Aaron Johnson, all up 10 positions so far. Only 12 laps into this one, so back half of this field kind of shuffling around a little bit. We'll see if we can get some green flag laps in here and see what some of these drivers have in the long run. We get ready to go back racing. Kyle Terzak gets a good jump down through the first set of corners. Peyton Craig, Hudson Geiger battle for the second spot now. Here comes Landon Farmer looking underneath. Hollingsworth for 4th as well. When you start up on the outside lane here at Lanier, it's very hard to get that car back down into line. Not a lot of straightaway time for you to really get a run up off the corner. You can see Hollingsworth getting a little bit better momentum on the exits. Landon Farmer down low on the inside. How about Jake Grout right there in the 49 machine? Gets around Brandon Atkinson. That is for the 6th spot. Nick Sylvia, Aaron Johnson right there as well. Peyton Craig, Hudson Geiger still battling for 2nd. Looks like Geiger going to take that spot away on the outside lane. Outside looks to be pretty strong here early on. The question is, can you hold on running that outside lane? Down the back straightaway. A little bit different view at Lanier. Checking out some of the different spots you can sit as a fan. This would be a pretty fun racetrack to go to if it was still functioning in its capacity like we see on iRacing. Not very many oval-related events there these days, but Lanier definitely one of the staple tracks of iRacing, because we've got a caution in turn number 4. Zach Murphy, Chris Shepard going around right at the pit entrance. Zach Murphy going to bring that machine pit side. We'll see what happened here. Murphy in the 29, battling right there with Aiden Millette. Millette up in front of him. Looks like he may have cleared him a little bit right there, and then Brandon Kelly made contact with the 29. Murphy had to get back up in the line, and that kind of caused everybody to stack up a little bit. And that sent the 29 for a spin. We'll watch it one more time on board with Zach Murphy. Yeah, a little contact right there. And then Murphy just trying to get back up in the line. Got tagged from behind. Everybody not quite expecting the checkup as intense into turn 3. The third caution flag this evening. Kyle Terzak, currently your race leader. This time by the field, gets the 1-to-go signal, going to go back green. Kyle Terzak, Hudson Geiger, your top 2. Getting ready to go back racing just shy of a quarter of the way through this one. 3 caution flags so far. Kyle Terzak, Hudson Geiger bring us back to the green. Not a good start for that outside lane. They're going to be checking up, and we do have a car go around. That's Brandon Elvis down into 1. You could see it happening from the start. I don't know if Hudson Geiger missed a shift or if it was behind him, but you could definitely tell that outside lane did not get going very well, and Brandon Elvis ends up going around in turn number 1. 4th caution flag already this evening. And like I said earlier on, if feature was anything like the heat races, we knew the restarts were going to be intense, going to be hectic. But not able to get one green just this second. Watch the 36 car go. I guess that wasn't really a good view of it. We'll watch the 54 go around. He got tagged by Brandon Kelly in the 8. Let's watch this one more time from up in front. This is the 36 of Geiger going through the zone. Yeah, it looked like right there he may just have been a little bit slower through the gears, and you can see how that bottlenecks everybody back behind him. Just makes it tough to judge where you can and can't be. But 4th caution flag of the evening. So far, Kyle Terzak has led for the majority of this one. 16 laps under caution so far. We're 29 laps in, so only a handful of laps under green, more laps under caution at this moment. We'll see if we can clean it up as we get further on. Green getting ready to come back out here. Kyle Terzak and Peyton Craig now going to be side by side for the top spot. Good jump there for Peyton Craig on the outside lane. That's going to allow Carter Hollingsworth to try to get up to the 3rd spot. Side by side for the top spot. Kyle Terzak on the outside lane had a crossover attempt from Peyton Craig, able to hold him off. Now watch Carter Hollingsworth on the outside trying to hold off Hudson Geiger and take that 3rd spot away. Hollingsworth on the outside. Back behind him, Jake Grout trying to get by Brandon Atkinson. Those two have battled for quite some time this race. And still battling for that 3rd spot. Looks like Hollingsworth able to get a good run up off the corner. You saw the 36 of Geiger get a little bit sideways. And that allowed Landon Farmer to sneak to the outside as well. The outside lane definitely looks like it's rolling here in the early stages, but we've got a caution out back. Brett McCoy around in the one machine. Front end of that race car pretty smushed in. And that puts us under caution for the second time. Or fifth time, I should say. Got him backwards there. Let's watch what happened. There's the 113 of Richard Parks up in front of him. Oh, and I think just contact with Dylan Delaney down the back straightaway. And Chris Shepard had nowhere to go. Alex Gratz tagged a piece there as well. Another caution flag. We'll watch on board there with Dylan Delaney. He was the car to the inside. There we go. On board with Delaney here on the bottom. Yeah, just looked like they came together right there. You see the 19 not really have anywhere to go. That kind of launched McCoy right into the 17 of Alex Gratz. So tough break there for a couple different competitors. Grabbed some damage in that. Luckily, Lanier is a track that you're able to get away with a little bit more damage, but you still don't want to have a car that is mangled. As the field gets ready to go back racing, we're underway. Kyle Terzak gets a good launch into turns 1 and 2. He'll be able to clear Peyton Craig, but here comes Craig down to the bottom. Peyton Craig looking underneath. And out of 4, big-time stack-up. Brandon Atkinson got way sideways. There's going to be cars all over the place. Aiden Millett going to go around. And another big stack-up down into 1. Man. Aiden Millett was the car that ended up going around, but you saw Brandon Atkinson out of 4 get all kinds of sideways, and when somebody gets sideways like that, everybody has to take evasive action. Try to go back a little bit here and see if we can't check out what happened. Watch the 15. Oh, look a little bit further back. Aiden Millett and Big Sylvia were making contact, but Jake Grout, I think, grabbed the 26 of Landon Farmer, and then that's what grabbed Brandon Atkinson, got him sideways. And then down into 1 and 2, you can see Richard Parks was trying to give Atkinson room on the bottom, and Aiden Millett was holding them tight. There was just not enough room for all those cars. Another caution flag here early. 6 to start this one off. We are 43 laps in. We're almost to halfway. We have not seen too much green flag racing at the front. Kyle Terzak up on the top spot still. Peyton Craig second. Carter Hollingsworth up to the 3rd spot. We get ready to send them back green once again. Zach down low, Peyton Craig up top. We'll go green this time by 45 laps in. Peyton Craig got a good jump there on the outside lane. He's going to be almost even with Kyle Terzak through turns 1 and 2. And Brandon Atkinson goes around on the exit of 2. My goodness, there was a stack up once again through the center of the corner, and I just don't think people saw it far enough up. It's hard to get on the brakes, corner off, center of the corner off, because you're already committed to full throttle driving up off the corner, especially here in the late model stocks. When they check up in front of you, a lot of times somebody just does not quite get it slowed down enough. Let's see what happened to Brandon Atkinson again. He was in the 8th spot behind Aaron Johnson. And I think Johnson got into Hudson Geiger, and then Jake Sylvia got the 15 machine. So a 7th caution flag. Atkinson doesn't look like the car's damaged too much. A little bit of... maybe the front end is pushed in a little bit, but the rear end seems to be fine. So the field going to get the 1 to go this time by, and they will send them single file. I think this is an effort to try to get some laps under green here. Kyle Terzak going to bring him green from the outside of the racetrack. Pace car is in. Green flag is back out, and we're back underway. Halfway in, halfway home. 50 to go here in the season opener. Kyle Terzak gets a good jump. Peyton Craig into second. Here comes Hudson Geiger underneath Chris Smith. That is for the 6th position. Smith moving his way up through this field. Up 14 spots. Started 20th in this one. Up to the 6th spot. Meanwhile, up in front of them, things starting to get scrappy for the top spot, or the 2nd spot, rather. Here comes Carter Hollingsworth underneath Peyton Craig. Craig having a hard time getting that car planted up off the corner. Hollingsworth able to sneak to the inside, but can he make that pass work on the bottom? Hollingsworth down to the inside. Chris Smith off the pace, back behind. Hollingsworth almost able to take that spot away. Going to try to clear up this time. Maybe not. I think he'll be able to, out of turn number 2 this time, give the 2nd spot to Carter Hollingsworth. Now Jake Grout going to try to follow in the 49. Landon Farmer in the 26 to the inside of Peyton Craig. A little bit of contact there. Didn't quite let Craig get settled back in at the bottom. He knows that car's struggling a little bit. And that is the time to pounce when you know the car in front is not quite where they want to be. Aiden Millette gets around Kyle Adams. Chris Shepard way up on the outside lane that time. Aaron Johnson in the 78, looking underneath Peyton Craig. The other 78 machine. And look at Craig going up around the outside here. Trying that 2nd groove next to Landon Farmer. Farmer made a big lunge to the inside to get underneath Peyton Craig. But now Peyton Craig going to try to take that spot back. Farmer moving up the racetrack a little bit. Going to use up the outside lane. That'll allow Aaron Johnson to sneak to the inside and get by Peyton Craig. Now he will try to pass Landon Farmer for P4. And caution flag back out. Aiden Millette, Jake Sylvia around Sylvia in, or Millette in the 09. With big damage on that race car. Let's see what happened. 9 right here looking under Aiden, or looking under. Oh, and a big incident there. The 9 of Millette, I think, had enough. I'm not sure what happened before that. Let's see. We couldn't grab the lap before. Millette in the 9 definitely loose. You can see him hanging on to that race car. Pretty sideways. Adams tags him right there. And let's see what happened Yeah, it looked like the 9 machine definitely intentionally went into the corner and made it worse than what it had to be. I'm not saying he intentionally drove into him, but after they made contact, there was no effort to get that car slowed back down, get separated from the 118. So a big incident down into turns 3 and 4, and definitely some tempers may be flaring here in the first race of the season. Close quarters here at Lanier definitely brings the anger out from time to time. Field doubled up here. Lights still on the iRacing.com pace car, so not going to send them green this time. Race control going to make sure the lineup is all ready to go. The green flag going to come back out this time around. 8th caution flag of the evening. Kyle Terzak, Carter Hollingsworth going to bring us back to the green. And through the restart zone they go. Good start that time from both of your front 2 drivers. We are getting close to 30 laps to go. 31 to go this time by. As Kyle Terzak takes the race lead. He's got Carter Hollingsworth in second back behind him. Landon Farmer in the 26 on the outside of Peyton Craig, trying to get up around the outside of Aaron Johnson. That second groove definitely works on these restarts. You just have to have the right car and the right positioning. Farmer trying to hang on to that final spot in the top 5 as your top 3 start to step away. A little bit further back, Zach Murphy gets underneath Brandon Kelly. He'll take that spot away. This time by, it's 27 laps to go. Carter Hollingsworth up front, keeping Kyle Terzak within close range. Only 0.2 of a second separating the two. Caution flag back out. Brett McCoy in the 1 machine turned around the wrong way as well as Chris Shepard. What happened here? Like the 1 drove down into the corner, maybe got up into Seth Schultz into the 86. And that sends he and Chris Shepard both for a spin. Brandon Elvis came in there late. Don't think the 54 quite has the car here this evening. You can see the damage on the right front of that race car, definitely limiting the speed that he's able to get. But we were looking at the gap just before that yellow flag flew. Carter Hollingsworth was keeping the 15 of Kyle Terzak pretty close to him. We'll see if he's got anything for him on the long run, if we can get another long run here. With under 25 laps to go now. Getting ready to send them back green. 20 laps to go. 20 laps to go this time. Carter Hollingsworth going to roll off next to Kyle Terzak. We'll We'll see if Hollingsworth has anything for that 15 machine, who has led almost the entire race. The green flag comes back out. We're back underway. Good jump from the 15 of Kyle Terzak. He's going to be clear of the 28 of Carter Hollingsworth, and now Hollingsworth's going to have to battle with Jake Grout for the second spot. Grout down low in the 49, not going to be able to get the run. Hollingsworth going to shut the door down into turns 1 and 2. 19 laps to go this time. Look at Aaron Johnson on the outside lane trying to get around Jake Grout. Johnson started this race in the 19th spot, all the way up into the top 5, trying to get up into the top 3 here. '78 up off the corner, trying to hold Jake Grout tight in the 49. And that's the key here at Lanier. You got to hold that car to your inside, tight to the bottom. As this time by, it'll be 16 laps to go. 16 to go for race leader Kyle Terzak, trying to hold on. He's got Carter Hollingsworth right there on his back bumper in his mirror. Zach Murphy trying to look underneath Hudson Geiger for the 8th spot, but he's now got Brandon Kelly looking to his outside. Oh, and there's contact up in front of him. Landon Farmer, Peyton Craig come together out of 4. And that checks everybody up back behind him. There's a big pack now for the last spot in the top 10. Hudson Geiger underneath Chase Swank. That's for the 7th position. Here comes Zach Murphy underneath as well. Oh, and there's contact there. Chase Swank got a little bit sideways. Here comes Murphy underneath Hudson Geiger. Murphy and Geiger come together. There's contact off the corner. The 29 machine able to get that spot this time by for Kyle Terzak. 10 laps to go. 10 more times for Kyle Terzak in the 0:15. Lap times fairly similar through your top 3. Nobody really having a clear advantage at this point in the race. Kyle Terzak trying to hang on. Carter Hollingsworth keeping him close right there in the 28. Terzak comes to 8 laps to go, trying to pick up his first victory in the Trackmaster Sim Series. He doesn't have many starts, if any full races completed. No top 5s, no top 10s. And the few starts that Kyle Terzak has had, he's had some unfortunate luck, I believe, that's prevented him from getting a complete effort. But this time by 5 laps to go. 5 laps remain in the season opener here at Lanier, and the caution flag flies. Caution flag back out. Chase Swank in the 55. Around in turns 3 and 4. Let's see how it happened here. That's Seth Schultz right there and Richard Parks. Final couple spots in the top 10. Looks like Schultz. The L3 kind of came together, but I'm not sure how Swank got turned. I think it was contact with Schultz there. Watch it one more time. Yeah, you can see Schultz on the bottom made contact originally, and I think they all just kind of squeezed together. Richard Parks had nowhere to go on the top, could only go so far up. So under caution for the 10th time here tonight in the feature. This time by white flag. We're going to have a restart. And a green-white checkered here. Kyle Terzak, Carter Hollingsworth, Aaron Johnson, Jake Grout, your top 4. Green-white checkered time. We're underway for what could be the final restart here at Lanier. And that did not last long. Carter Hollingsworth had a good jump on the outside lane, or a decent start on the outside lane, I should say. But Kyle Terzak definitely got the jump. You saw him spinning down into turns 3 and 4. We'll watch that one more time, or sorry, into 1 and 2 back behind him. Like the 8, Brandon Kelly got into Seth Schultz and then checked up a little bit, and I don't think Brett McCoy was really expecting it. And that brings the caution flag back out. These drivers do have a couple attempts at the green-white checkered, so Kyle Terzak not quite done yet. Oh, and maybe they don't have a couple attempts at the green-white checkered. That's going to be it. Kyle Terzak, your winner. Carter Hollingsworth comes home in the 2nd spot. Aaron Johnson 3rd. And that will do it. Terzak picks up the victory, was able to hang on that final restart. We are going to grab a quick word from our top 3. We're going to start with our winner, Kyle Terzak. Up into the broadcast booth here tonight, Kyle Terzak, winner of the first race of the season here at Lanier. It was a hectic one. We had cautions right down to the wire. Tell me about your thoughts after race number 1.
Yeah. Hold on. Let me turn this off. Voice chat. There we go. Yeah, it was honestly really. Honestly, I didn't really know what we had right there. I kind of fired off. Thought we were pretty good, but I just something with this car. I feel like they updated it or something. iRacing. It's just 10 times looser right there. I was just. I don't know if I got the tires too heated up or what right there, but I just went in the corner and it was fine for the first 5 laps or so for the run, and after that I was really free off. I feel like that, Carter actually had 3 times better car than me right there. I feel like he had a chance right there if that caution didn't come out, but I just went. I had to get the lead early, obviously, from Hudson, and I got that done pretty quickly, and I kind of just set my pace. And then we had all those cautions, and like I said, I was just really free off for no reason. I saw the track temp was up to 100, but from that little bit, I didn't expect to be that free. But it's good to start out the season on a high note, right? So don't have to use the drop week on the first week like some good guys. So that's a plus, and we got 5 more weeks.
Yeah, 5 more weeks. This was your first victory in the Trackmaster Sim Series. I don't think you've actually ran a full race, so this may be your first win and your first full race, but good start to the season for you, like you said. Who do you have to thank for a victory to kick off the season in the Trackmaster Sim Series?
Yeah, I want to thank Christian for putting this on and MRL for putting this on. I want to thank you for doing a broadcast, everybody who showed up tonight. Huge car count, 35 cars, 36, something like that. I thank Art Camps Up Shop for everything they do for me. Hot Shop Photography, Best iRacing Photos. Misfit Productions, Matthew Designs for the live stuff. Core Buddy Wraps for the iRacing transfer. And everybody's watching back home.
Alrighty, well, congratulations to you, Kyle, on win number 1 here this season. Hopefully we can talk to you a couple more times.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. Alrighty, that was Kyle Terzak, your winner here this evening. Now we'll talk to our 2nd place finisher. See if we can grab Carter Hollingsworth. Carter Hollingsworth up in the broadcast booth. P2 here tonight. Looked like he had a pretty good car there. Just didn't really get to show it. Not very many green flag laps here tonight. P2 going to have to do.
Yeah, we were fighting tight all night, all session really. During practice, we tried a lot of things and nothing really worked. Just trying to get the car loosened up as quick as possible, and we couldn't go green long enough for me to get the car equaled out like I had planned testing. So we had good qualifying speed, just didn't have enough race pace for Terzak. I seen him getting loose, and I was like, maybe if we go green, but I was catching him a little bit, and then the caution came out, so kind of just tried and clear third on the top. The top wasn't good for me. I seen Aaron Johnson run it that one when he was charging to me, and I tried it, just didn't work. So I really didn't have anything for Terzak at all.
Yeah, you guys were close there through those couple runs, but just did not quite have the speed to get up there and drive around him when you needed to. You needed the short run speed here tonight, and it sounded like you may have had the longer run speed here this evening. But good thing to start off of, good run to start off of for the season. You got some notes, you got some ideas of what you can do going forward. We got 5 more races this season. Do you think you can grab a victory?
I hope so. The last time I ran this league and at Sobos, so I don't see why I can't win out here. It's this field it's tough. It's probably one of the best fields in this league I've seen in ever. So I just got to give a huge shout out to all that the guys do over there at Trackmasters. They put in a lot of work, and to have 5 seasons and to have this one popping off randomly is really good. So hopefully I can come back more and try and get a win.
Alrighty, well, congratulations to you, Carter. But before I let you go, who do you have to thank for P2 here this evening?
I got to thank Levi Photography, WD Broadcasting Network, RJW 21 Management, and Kyle Chess.
All right, good luck to you, Carter, next week at Lanier, and talk to you later on.
All right, see ya.
Sir. All right, now we'll talk to our 3rd place finisher here tonight. Though we did not get to see very many green flag runs, this driver made his way from 19th on the grid to the 3rd place spot. Aaron Johnson up in the broadcast booth. You got a copy?
Yes, sir.
All righty, well, even with the limited green flag runs here tonight, you made your way from 19th to 3rd. The 78 machine had a lot of speed. I just don't think we had the green flag laps to really allow us to see it.
Yeah, we had a little bit. I don't think I had anything from Terzak. I mean, maybe if we had a little bit more green flag runs, maybe I had something, but I just was way too loose at the end.
Yeah, and Terzak was also kind of saying a similar thing. He was loose, and it's funny because you guys were on the looser side of things. You guys could kind of get the car rotated, but not quite get it up off the corner. Hollingsworth was fighting a different thing. He was tight, so it was fun to see the difference of those two cars kind of evening out over the long run, but nobody really able to make a firm pass. So good run for you here tonight. 19th to 3rd to start off the season. Kept the car fairly clean, which is more than others can say. So great run to start off the season. Who do you have to thank for P3 at Lanier?
I got to thank all the guys back at RKM to give us a good piece. Thanks to CP and all them for letting us have a place to run. Thank you for broadcasting and everything. Hopefully we can go a couple positions better next time.
Yeah, you got a good starting spot in 3rd this season. Only got 2 more positions, and then you're in victory lane. So hopefully in these 5 races we can talk to you in victory lane. But good run in 3rd to start off the season for you, Aaron.
Appreciate it.
Yes, sir. Alrighty, folks, that was your 3rd place finisher here tonight. Aaron Johnson brought his way from 19th to 3rd, and in a race with this many cautions, to not get caught up in something, to not have something not go your way. Pretty impressive. Good luck from Aaron here tonight, and a lot of speed that 78 machine had. I think he would have maybe had something for Terzak there, like he said, but still a great run from those top 3 drivers. We'll look at our final finishing results on screen for you guys. We'll get the feature results, not the heat race results. There we go. Kyle Terzak, your winner in the 0-15. Carter Hollingsworth comes home 2nd. Jake Grout 3rd. Peyton Craig 4th. Richard Parks in the 5th spot. Seth Schultz comes home 6th. Brandon Atkinson 7th. Brett McCoy comes home in the 8th spot. Zach Murphy comes home 9th. Kyle Adams rounds out your top 10 finishers. Chase Swank comes home in the 11th position. Dylan Delaney 12th. Chris Shepard 13th. Brandon Elvis 14th. Brandon Kelly 15th. Aaron Johnson 16th. Landon Farmer 17th. Hudson Geiger 18th. Alex Gratz 19th. Chris Smith rounds out the top 20. Then rounding out our field, it's Jake Sylvia, Landon Peterson, Justin Coleman, and Aiden Millette in the 09. So that will do it for us here tonight, folks, on the WD Broadcasting Network. Let's look at the TMSS schedule heading forward. We've got race number 2 next week, 125 laps. I guess the dates are a little bit off, but 125 laps next week on April 2nd. Going to be a fun one on a Thursday night. You guys won't want to miss that one. You guys also won't want to miss the opening race for the Leave the Pack Grand National Tour starting Tuesday night at the Las Vegas Motor Speedway. So hope to see you guys there. Thank you guys for watching. Season opener for the Trackmaster Sim Series. I am your host, Winston Neal, signing it off. We'll see you guys next time. Make sure to hit that red subscribe button and follow all of our social medias, Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok, for more iRacing and real-life content. See you guys next time. Peace out.